Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the August 13th, 2025 meeting of the Brighton Town Board. I'm Bill Maley, Brighton Town Supervisor. It's great to see a full house, although, as is always the case, nobody wants to sit in the front row, and that's all right. In just a few minutes, we will begin the open forum portion of our meeting. The open forum is the portion of the meeting when members of the public can share their comments with the town board. If you are live streaming us on our YouTube feed, you'll have to log into Teams to speak during the open forum or during the public hearing on the Refuse District extension this evening. And we'll go through the instructions for doing that later, but there are also detailed instructions for doing that on the Town of Brighton webpage, which of course is www.townofbrighton.org. As has been the case now for many, many years, all of our town board meetings are accessible to the deaf and hard of hearing community, thanks to our ASL interpreters. Tonight, our interpreters are Samantha Geffen and Michael Fisher, who you see signing right now. Thank you, Samantha and Michael. We appreciate your service is important to the community. The agenda for tonight's meeting, I know was passed around, but if I think there are some more outside on the table if anybody didn't get one and would like to have one. I would ask, if you're not already standing, if you're capable, please rise and join me in the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We're going to mix things up a little bit from what you see on the agenda. We're going to move a couple of items of new business up, and we're going to start that process with a resolution for the promotion of a member of the police department. And I will ask Council Member Werner to make that motion, please.
Bill, I move that we authorize the promotion of Stephen Hunt to the rank of sergeant effective August 23, 2025, at an annual salary of $127,687 in accordance with Article 8 of the collective bargaining agreement between the Town of Brighton and the Brighton Police Patrol Association. I move that we adopt the resolution before us.
And can I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'm going to ask the town clerk to call the roll.
Councilmember Werner?
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt?
Aye.
Councilmember Corrado?
Aye.
Councilmember Salzman?
Aye.
Supervisor Maley?
Aye. I'm very pleased to introduce soon-to-be Sergeant Stephen Hunt, Brighton Police Department. Congratulations. And Steve, if you'd come up, the chief is going to
Bill, you want to come up as well?
swear you in. Absolutely.
I'll call you up in a minute, Dan. Steve, you want to bring your family up? Is everybody shy? Come on up. It's a family affair. So I want to express my gratitude for the opportunity to continue the tradition of promoting our officers and introducing them to the community at this forum. It's important that everyone sees the caliber of men and women who are willing to serve this community with dedication and integrity. I also believe it's important for Sergeant Hunt to take his oath in front of the entire community, including his family, to convey the true gravity and honor of his new role. It's my privilege to promote Investigator Stephen Hunt to the rank of sergeant. Steve's dedication and performance have earned him this promotion. He's a 24-year veteran of our department, with 9 of those years serving as investigator. He's played a significant role in nearly every major case investigation we've had. He also served in our regional narcotics task force. His performance has been recognized with 5 Excellent Police Service Awards and 1 letter of commendation. Steve has long been an informal leader, bringing a can-do attitude to any situation. His years in our training unit have shown his commitment to helping others grow and succeed. He now has the formal title of sergeant, and I look forward to him taking on a greater leadership role in this department. So, Sergeant Hunt, please step forward for the administration of the oath. Congratulations. Wherever you need to be.
I was just going to say quick that I was going to say that I first met Steve way more years than either of us want to admit to, but Chief just outed him the 20 years before Chief service. But I ever met Steve, we tried to do kind of like a neighborhood watch thing at my neighbor's living room in Elmwood Terrace a million years ago. Proud to have him a friend as ever since, and it was my first interaction with BPD as a resident, and just very excited for you and proud.
Where do you need to go, Dan, to get caught on?
Well, I guess come over here. All right. I, Stephen Hunt,
I, Stephen Hunt,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United States
to support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of police sergeant
of police sergeant
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my abilities. I'd like to start by saying thanks. Chief Cathaldi, of course, Supervisor Maley, Town Board. It's an honor. You have no idea, it's an honor for me and a privilege to take this rank. I'd like to also give a shout out to my family who's up here. Without them, things like this aren't possible. Without their support, you can't do great things. I've got my daughter here, Peyton. She's, I'm going to call her out and embarrass her a little bit. She's going to sophomore year of college, and she's doing a great job. My daughter, Paige, is not here. She's in the Adirondacks working. She's going to be a senior in college. And then my son, who has completed his first year in the Army, and he's a second lieutenant, and he's down in Arizona at Military Intelligence School. So shout out to those guys. Also got my sister here. We got my mom, and we got my best friend, Jana, here to support me. Since I started with the Brighton Police Department back in 2021, lots changed. Policing's changed. The type of the calls we deal with and the type of people we deal with have changed. The community's changed, and our police department has definitely changed. In our office, if you go down there, there's a whole wall of composite photos of the police department. It dates back to at least when I'm there, 2021. And there are not a lot of people from our era at our police department anymore. Like I said, I'm almost 25 years in, so a lot has changed. I remember sitting in my patrol car at South Clinton in Elmwood, and I was at a stop DWI overtime. And I remember Dave Cathaldi calls out with a DWI arrest, and I got frustrated because I hadn't gotten mine yet, and he was on a second one for the night. In other words, we got, where's Jose? We got Jose. He's another one from my era as well. I remember I first met Jose. We were at the police department, and he was standing on a wall by the roll call room, and I walked by, and I go, man, what, the high schoolers here, we got to do another ride along. But it was actually Jose, and he was a police officer. Look at him now. He's a great guy. Good friend. What I'm getting at is I'm old, right? Keep my hair short so you can't see my grays. I got my glasses on. These are Jose's glasses, because I forgot mine. But I'm getting old, and with age comes experience, and that's the most important thing. That's what I'm most excited about this job, is everything that I've learned, all my experience, and just imparting it on this new generation of police officers. I'm very excited for that. And to the members that I'm going to be working with, we're a team all day long, and I've had that mentality since I've started here. And I'm looking forward to sharing everything that I know. I'm looking forward to like learning from you guys as well. And I'm even looking forward to those times when we get to those calls and we just look and we go, what the heck are we going to do with this one? And we can just work on it together. So I'm excited. So March 17th, 2026 is going to be my 25th year reunion. And when I tell people that, they're like, why don't you retire? You got your over your 20. But it's really about the people and it's about the work. I still enjoy the work. And and this just makes it even better. It's another chapter for me and I'm very, very excited. So I'm going to piggyback off of some Supervisor Mealy says, and the sentiment that I agree with him, as well as Supervisor Frankel before him, is that the Brighton Police Department as members are second to none, and I really, really agree with that. So with that in mind, thank you very much.
And yes, those were words that I was about to say, because there is no department finer than the Brighton Police Force. And you referenced the team. You see so many of the men and women of the Brighton Police Department here supporting you. They work together, you work together, and more importantly, you work with the community. And that's what makes us so proud of our Brighton Police Department. Thank you all. And Steve, congratulations.
You're welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, or you can go back and enjoy some cake.
That's a tough choice.
Every time, Chief, we tell people they can stay for the rest of the meeting, and that's all right. Thank you all for coming. I'm going to move a couple of other items around. We've already got one item of new business, more moved up, and I'm also going to move the reading and approval of claims up. Those are both finance-related matters, and the chair of our Finance and Administrative Services Committee, Nate Salzman, is here, and he's not going to be able to stay the whole night, because for the second time, last night, Nate became a proud papa. Sebastian Salzman, and looking at the picture, he's at least, he's a 9.5 easily. Very, very cute baby. We really appreciate you being here, and we fully understand the need to get back to the hospital. And please wish Samantha our very best, and can't wait to see Sebastian in person.
I was going to say, I'll take the applause, but it's really Samantha who did all of the work. So I will accept them on her behalf.
Absolutely. So I'm going to ask you, Nate, we have a bond resolution before us. It's a matter that we discussed
Yeah.
at our Finance Committee, so I will ask you to make that motion.
Yeah, Bill, the next matter seeks to approve the issuance of bonds in an amount not to exceed $3 million for the purpose of funding and planning and design work related to the Town of Brighton Community Center. I move that we approve this motion as prepared by the attorney to the town.
Actually, it's prepared by bond counsel,
As prepared by bond counsel.
Harris Beach and Murtha. Can I have a second?
Second.
I think I heard Robin, very close. At our last meeting, we discussed our application for the brand-new BRICS grant. Governor Hochul earlier this summer announced the BRICS grant. BRICS stands for Building Recreation Infrastructure for Children, for Community, Kids, and Seniors. And that is exactly what we are proposing to do as we move forward with a community center for Brighton. The grant maximum is $15 million, and it requires a 20% match. hence the $3 million bond resolution. We will be submitting that. The application deadline is Friday. A big shout out to our Chief of Staff, Sarah Krusencherna, and our Recreation Director, Becky Cotter, who have spent the last 2 weeks very close to full-time working with Collier Engineering to put this grant application together. It is as extensive a grant application as I've ever seen from the state of New York, and we will be submitting that application later this week. So I really appreciate Sarah and Becky, who's not here. But that's the reason for this bond resolution. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Dan, please call the roll.
Councilmember Werner?
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt?
Aye.
Councilmember Corrado?
Aye.
Papa Salzman?
Aye.
Supervisor Mealy?
Aye. And one other finance matter, since you're here, Nate, the reading and approval of claims.
We got a bill earlier today from the delivery room. I reviewed claims totaling the amount of $976,541.67. One notable payment was payment for repair and rehabilitation of French Road Bridge over Allen's Creek. I believe that project was completed actually ahead of schedule, which is just one example of the great work that the Public Works Department has been doing lately. The claims all appear to be in order, and I move for them to be approved.
Second?
And I would note that, as you mentioned, the French Road project, but that will actually ultimately be funded through the New York, Bridge New York grant program, which will also, coming up in the not-too-distant future, be funding the repair of the Chelmsford Lane Bridge. But this is the French Road Bridge project.
That's right.
We have a motion. It's been seconded. Any further discussion on reading and approval of claims? Hearing none. Dan, please call the roll.
Councilmember Werner?
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt?
Aye.
Councilmember Corrado?
Aye.
Councilmember Salzman?
Aye.
Supervisor Mealy?
Aye. And as we said to the folks who were here before, they are free to leave. We appreciate you coming from the delivery room, but you are free to leave as well. And again, please give our best to Samantha and to Sebastian.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll now begin the open forum portion of the meeting. Thank you, Rob. After I sign. The open forum is that portion of the meeting, as I mentioned earlier. It's an opportunity for the public to address the board concerning any matter relating to the town, whether or not it's on tonight's agenda. We ask that, matters of litigation, personnel matters, and the like are not generally appropriate topics for open forum, but other matters, again, whether or not they are on the agenda, are. I would note that if you are here to address the town board on the one public hearing that we have on our agenda tonight, the extension of the Brighton Refuse District, considering adding about 600 property owners who have signed petitions to join the district, I would encourage you to wait until the public hearing is called on that district extension, which will be coming up in just a few minutes. If you would like to speak during the open forum and you're here in person, please raise your hand. If you are on Teams, as I mentioned, or if you're watching us on our YouTube live stream, you need to go on to Teams to join us. And if you are on Teams and want to speak, again, use the raised hand function, and you'll be admitted to get the opportunity to speak after folks that are here in the room speak. I would ask all speakers during the open forum, whether you're here in person or whether you're participating on Teams, to please state your name and address before speaking. Please limit your remarks to 3 minutes, and I will give you a 30-second warning before that time expires. We may not be able to answer your questions if you have questions for us tonight, particularly if your question relates to a matter that's not on tonight's agenda. But we'll try to get back to you with an answer, because our goal tonight, really, as it is during the open forum at every town board meeting, is to give you the opportunity to share your thoughts, your concerns with the town board, and for us to be able to listen to your words. So we do have some simple rules. We ask that you direct your remarks to the town board and not to the rest of the room or to other speakers. Please avoid personal attacks and outbursts of any kind. Personal attacks on others in the room, personal attacks on anybody up here. Please avoid that during the open forum, and that includes please don't applaud or boo or other outbursts that are disruptive to the meeting. I don't see anybody with signs. We don't allow signs during the meeting. We want everybody to be able to see us. Persons who do not follow these rules will be warned. Repeated failure to follow these rules or failure to follow other directions from the chair may result in your speaking privileges being ended early, being directed to leave the meeting, or the early termination of open forum. I don't anticipate having to do that, but it's important to maintain decorum. So is there anyone here in the room tonight that would like to speak during the open forum? If so, please raise your hand. Is there anyone on Teams that would like to speak during the open forum? Again, I don't see anybody raising their hands. So with that, we will continue.
If we have no one for the open forum, I move that we approve the agenda.
Second.
Discussion. Hearing none, Dan, please call the roll.
Councilmember Werner?
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt?
Aye.
Councilmember Corrado?
Aye.
Supervisor Mealy?
Aye. Since we're jumping around the agenda a little bit, the next item is a public hearing. It's a public hearing to consider the extension of the Brighton Consolidated Refuse District. Christine, can I have a motion, please?
Yes. In the matter of the authorization of a consolidated, an expansion to the Consolidated Refuse District, I move that we adopt the resolution before us.
Second.
Well, wait a second.
I'm sorry. We're open.
We have to, yeah.
We have to open the
We have to
hearing
open the
first.
public hearing first. My apologies.
We're just so excited about this.
Has the necessary legal notice been given, Dan?
Yes, Supervisor, published in the July 28th edition of the Daily Record.
Then I declare this public hearing to be open. I would note we have, I believe, over 500 new proposed households in the district from the Evans Farm neighborhood, from the Westfall Heights neighborhood, and on Parsons Lane, Summit Drive, Heatherstone Lane, Hampshire Drive, Sutton Place, and Fernborough Road. I would note that the Town Refuse District offers participants in the refuse district the opportunity to receive refuse district at a cost that is far less than for those who privately contract with one of the two major haulers, which it's my understanding are charging new customers over $500 a year, whereas customers in the Brighton Refuse District are paying currently less than $300 per year. That will likely go up with the new year in 2026, and this proposed extension would take effect on January 1st, 2026. Before we hear from anybody, Glenn, is there anything you want to add?
No, I mean, Chad Roscoe's been working hard, putting this together, working with the community that requested these districts. Everything's in order, and it's been to the first town board for quick review, and then we were here for the hearing.
So now we're here to hear from the public. Is there anyone that would like to address the board during the public hearing on the extension of the Brighton Consolidated Refuse District? Please come on up, and if you would, please state your name.
Yes, thank you. Ed Palta, I'm on Heatherstone Lane, one of the streets that's subject to the approval. My question is, it's really more mechanical, like, not everybody sign the petition, so how will they be notified? I just want to understand the mechanics. Some people have waste management, some people don't have waste management. I understand people shouldn't be extending their service past January, but I just want to understand, is there going to be a letter that goes to all the homeowners? So it's about, existing waste management versus new customers that are not on waste management, notification. That's basically it, just so that there's no surprises to them.
Yeah, thanks, Ed. Those are all great questions. And, starting where you began, yes, the way the district formation process works, and these are formed under state law. State law describes how districts are formed and extended. And not everyone in the district has to sign the petition. But if you get more than 51% in assessed valuation of a district, and if the board reviews and makes the decision to approve, everyone is a part of the district whether or not they signed it. Yes, there will be a communication. You're absolutely right. Obviously, we don't want people to extend service past the first of the year. And as of the first of the year, and you'll be getting communication, really describing the cycle in the refuse district. Refuse itself is picked up every week. Recycling is picked up every other week. There will be communication, letting people know exactly when their street will be picked up. And as Glenn mentioned, one of the other perks of being in the district is you're not by yourself at the mercy of waste management. Because it is affiliated and done through the town, Chad Roscoe in our Public Works Department is the primary contact with waste management. So, for example, when someone has an issue with things not being picked up, whether it's a special item, and you'll get information on, how they handle things like furniture and tires and all that. But Chad is the point of contact. You're not the one hanging on the phone on hold. Chad becomes a contact for you. So yes, those are great questions, and we will try to make sure that all of those questions and any others are answered in that communication. Please.
Hello, David Baranoff, 77 Idlewood Road over in Evans Farm. I don't know how, but I stood and you answered part of the question. It's related to that. I was just curious, with the current district, who actually negotiates the rate and who approves the rate?
Great question again. It's done through competitive bid. Typically, we will have an agreement that is renewable, not necessarily renewed, but it's renewable based on a formula. And that is done the same way we do other competitive bids. We make the carriers we know of and publicly disclose the fact that we're soliciting bids for refuse and recycling districts. We provide, in this case, we provided some options in terms of what specific bid details would be there. We were very sensitive to trying to maintain costs as close as they are. We've seen how the private prices from both Waste Management and Casella, the two big companies these days, have gone up dramatically in the last few years. So we posed some options. Those two carriers were the only two to respond. And the town board, at a meeting like this one, selected the option that has once a week refuse pickup and every other week recycling pickup. And that was done based on a bid price that was very, very similar to the price that they were offering, Waste Management was offering last year for weekly pickup with the old blue box. So we felt that best gave our residents the opportunity to get the bang for their bucks. And I'll mention now, because we have had some discussion, and again, as I said, Chad is your point of contact. Really two issues that have been concerns for some people. We've heard from some folks that they have more recycling than they can fit in that toter in a 2-week period. And if you would like a second recycling toter, reach out to Chad, and you can get a second toter. There is a cost to it. It's $60 for a year. Obviously, this if the people who started earlier this year, in the middle of the year, or realized that they needed a second toter partway through the year, that price is prorated. Still much, much less than what it would be privately. So Chad is the person you want to talk to for that. The other issue is that some people are not able to wheel those 96-gallon toters out to the street. So Waste Management will be providing, and have provided in the past, what we're calling front door service. Again, Chad is your point of contact. There's a written application form. And if that 96-gallon toter is too much, you're actually going to have two options. One, you can get a smaller toter for 64 gallons. Or you can get the front door service. What that would mean is you bring your toters out in front if you've got a garage, or otherwise in the front of the facade of your house, so the driver will be able to come up and get it. It's something we want to make sure, it's not something that just anyone will be able to have. It's something we want to make sure that people who, whether because of age or physical condition, can't maneuver that toter out to the street themselves. For those folks, the driver will stop the truck, get out, go up to the front of your house, get the toter, and bring it back down. It's got to be in the front of the house. We don't want drivers going into people's garages. We don't want drivers going into backyards, not knowing what the dog situation or other situations might be. But that is something that Waste Management will be providing to people either with disabilities or simply based on age. And again, Chad is the person you'll want to talk to. Chad's phone number is 784-5224, or Chad, by email, Chad, C-H-A-D, .Roscoe, R-O-S-C-O-E, at townofbrighton.org. Ed, did you have something else you wanted to?
Follow up something.
Yeah.
So first, is the application already currently available? I have one person on my street.
We are waiting for Waste Management to sign off on it.
On the form.
So it's, yes.
Okay, that's fine.
But
I've
what
got
we
one
would
on-
like is if you do know someone, get their name into Chad so we can get that out
Yeah,
to them
I've-
as quickly as possible.
I've got one on my street, and she has
Good.
that service now, and she's elderly. And
Yeah.
Okay, the second question is for the people who are willing to get a second toter for $60. I know that the main fee is covered in your taxes now. is the $60 something that's directly billed, or is that, or
Yes.
do they have a
That-
higher tax rate?
It'll be directly paid.
Directly billed, and they're going to be paying Waste Management, not the town of Brighton?
Correct. Although they will actually pay the town, and we will forward it to.
So they're going to write a check to the town of Brighton?
Exactly. I can't remember if it's a check to Waste Management. I think it's actually a check to Waste Management.
But they're going to get.
And
a-
hopefully we can, whether we can get Venmo set up or something like that. But at least at the moment, it's a check.
Thank you.
Please.
Richard Dempsey, Fernborough Road. So when we converted over to the biweekly recycling pickup, there was confusion in the communication we received from Waste Management, both in the initial communication that it was every 2 weeks, and then subsequently in figuring out, are we an even week or an odd week, which got changed. And so I wanted to get a little more detail about what the communication process is when it's been approved, when the district has been approved, so as to make sure that everybody understands what's going on.
Sure, and Chad isn't here. Chad is a much better source of that information, but I will say that one of the things that Waste Management will have is a dedicated customer website, and I have not seen what that looks like at this point, but I know that will be one source of information. We will make sure, I'm aware of a couple of inconsistencies, I'll just say, in some of the other Waste Management communication. And we will look at whatever gets sent out before it goes out.
And Super, I'll just interject quick. It is a check to the town of Brighton.
Thank you,
So we'll
Dan.
be taking, there's the form that Chad has that actually filled out, brought to my office to accept payment. And then Chad will take care of getting it filed with Waste Management and getting folks on the list to get the additional toter dropped off.
And if I could add the question of the website, it is live for current district customers, and if you want a preview of the service that you can handle on your own online, you can take a look at https://home.wm.com/MUNI, like municipal, MUNI.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to address the board during the public hearing on the district extension? Any other comments from the board?
What percentage of households do we have, Bill, as
Sure.
within district?
It varies. It ranges from the 60s to the 80s. Huh. Oh, that's not good. But in each case, substantially in excess of the 50% of assessed value that's
But
required.
of all the residents in town or households in town, do you know what percentage are served by refuse?
I'm sorry, I misunderstood the question. This will bring it to about 5,200 households, 5,200 households in the town, which is about half of the single-family households in the town of Brighton. So we're getting up there. And although it's too late for anybody out there to start the refuse district process for 2026, no time like the present to start talking to your neighbors, particularly as they see the difference between the district charge and the private customer charge to consider pulling together with your neighbors. You know, what it often takes is one or two sort of block captains who take the petition around. It does have to be notarized, but that's what we've seen over the years, is that having, you know, some engagement really does work. We can certainly, Chad in particular, but we can answer questions that residents may have when they're thinking about getting the district set up. We have the petition form. You don't have to create it out of whole cloth. So we will work with you. We think it's, again, we think it's a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity to save money, $500 plus versus right now about $290. So
Thanks.
any other questions? Any other comments from members of the board? Hearing none, I declare this public hearing to be closed. And now, Christine.
Do a
would you make
rerun.
Yes, please.
The matter seeking to authorize the supervisor to establish extensions to the Brighton Consolidated Refuse District. I move that we adopt the resolution before us.
Second.
Dan, please call the roll. Any discussion? Dan, please call the roll.
Councilmember Werner?
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt?
Aye.
Councilmember Corrado?
Aye.
Supervisor Manley?
Aye. Congratulations. We have no items of communication committee reports, starting with community services. Robin.
Thank you. The Community Services Committee has not met in the intervening time frame since our last town board meeting. I do have a few quick updates from our Parks and Recreation Department heads, however. From our Parks Department, our superintendent has nothing out of the ordinary to report as we continue with regular maintenance operations. The athletic seasons have a 2 to 3 week break before they start back up again. So the department is utilizing this extra time on trail maintenance projects. The department also did assist the Friends of the Brickyard Trail this past Saturday with a large Japanese knotweed invasive removal project.
Thank you, Rich Dempsey.
No. Thank you to Peggy Dempsey.
And team, yes. Peggy Dempsey leading the way.
So the Parks Department did assist the Friends of the Brickyard Trail this past Saturday with a large Japanese knotweed invasive removal project, which is a continuation of its efforts from last year. Then from our Recreation Department, Brighton Summer Camp and Program registration is winding down, but we still have a few opportunities for your kiddos to get in on the fun this summer. Sports of all sorts, super science sleuths, messy art Mondays, slime night, world food tour, and more will cap off another great summer season with Brighton Recreation. Full details are available online at www.townofbrighton.org/rec, REC. The last in our Bands at Buckland Summer Concert Series was last night, August 12th. We enjoyed the music of Beck and the Bobcats. The series has been incorporating more dining options, and we were happy to feature offerings from Two Dogs in a Bucket. The Brighton Summer Farmers Market continues. It's open at the Brighton High School parking lot on Sundays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., so join us and explore all the wonders of the season. A reminder that we do accept SNAP and EBT benefits at the market. Our Brighton Senior Lunches Out and About continue. You can check out our monthly calendar and join us on a lunch out and about in the community. The locations change, but we always have a good time with friends and enjoying food and sometimes lively entertainment. Full details are again online at the Brighton Recreation and Brighton Senior offerings page. That's at the www.townofbrighton.org/rec. Our Mighty Motors Brighton Highway Department open house is upcoming at the Brighton Highway Department at 1941 Elmwood Avenue on Thursday, August 21st, from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., or from 4:30 to 5 p.m. for a sensory-friendly option. You can come meet the machines that help keep our community clean, safe, and beautiful. With parent participation, children will have the opportunity to explore all different types of vehicles. This is an open house style event, so stop in anytime during the event window. And as I mentioned earlier, we do have a summer family slime night upcoming. So bring the family for a night of sticky, stretchy, gooey, sensory fun. This session will be making fluffy slime. I've never experienced fluffy slime, so if you're curious, please do check us out. Each participant will get the chance to make their own slime to take home, but do dress for a mess. The programming is open to ages 3 and up at a cost of $10 for family. Adult participation with the child is required. The next in our series of community bike rides will be on Friday, September 12th. This event is free, but registration is required. We'll have full details soon coming up at townofbrighton.org/rec. The next meeting of the Community Services Committee will be next Wednesday, August 20th at 10 a.m. or immediately following our Finance and Administrative Services Committee meeting at the Brighton Recreation Center Multipurpose Room. Please do access the Recreation Center through the Winton Road entrance, and as always, members of the public are invited and encouraged to attend.
Thank you, Robin.
Welcome.
Finance and Administrative Services, Nate did have to leave. We did, the Finance and Administrative Services Committee met last Wednesday. I think everything that we have on the agenda, both in our main session and also in the executive session that is planned for the end of the meeting, was discussed during the Finance Committee meeting. I think, was everybody there? I know, I think we were all there, and anybody I recall, I think we got everything that's on the agenda.
Yes.
All right. Public Safety Committee. Chris.
Bill, we've not met since my last report at the town board here. We moved the meeting from yesterday to tomorrow, so it'll be tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock a.m. And the public is welcome.
Thank you. Christine?
Same story for Public Works. We have not met since the last town board meeting. We'll meet tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, and come join us for all the interesting information.
Wonderful. Thank you. Now back to new business. Robin, setting the public hearings on the budget.
Certainly. The next matter seeks to set public hearings. Oh, sorry. The next matter seeks to set 2 public hearings for the proposed 2026 town and special district budgets, charges, and assessment rules. I move that we adopt the resolution before us.
Second.
Those public hearings, and as Robin mentioned, there are 2 public hearings each at 2 meetings, the 2 meetings in October, to consider the budget itself and also to consider the charges and the special district budgets, charges, and assessment rules. Those are 2 separate public hearings. We have a motion. It's been seconded. Any discussion? And I'll just mention, because it is important, 2 things. One, state law only requires 1 public hearing. We have for many, many years held at least 2 public hearings every year. And the other thing that state law permits is that these public hearings and budget approval take place, if you like, after the election. And we've always felt, again, people ought to know what the budget looks like before they go to vote in their local elections. So we've made a point, whenever possible, we hold those public hearings in October. The budget itself is disclosed, shared with the community in September, and we'll be voting on it, I anticipate, at the second board meeting in October. So We have a motion, it's been seconded. Any further comments? Hearing none, Dan, please call the roll.
Councilmember Werner?
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt?
Aye.
Councilmember Corrado?
Aye.
Supervisor Manley?
Aye, and I'll let you do the next one as well, Robin.
Certainly. The next matter seeks to set a public hearing for authorization to adopt a budget commencing January 1, 2026, that may exceed the tax cap. I move that we adopt the resolution before us.
Second.
We don't know yet whether the budget will exceed the tax cap. State law requires that towns adopt a local law if they are going to go over the tax cap. So we do this so that we have our ducks in a row in case we will. I will just say this. We have a pretty good idea that benefits, which are 25% of the expense items in our budget, and the main benefit items are health insurance premiums and mandatory contributions to the state retirement system. I expect both of those numbers to go up close to or likely more than 10% next year. So we've got a pretty good idea that 1/4 of the budget is going to go up by 10%, and we have no control over that. We also know our police, our highway, most of our highway workers, and our parks and sewer foremen are each covered under union contracts. We know what the increases are going to be in those contracts. They will, in each case, be above the 2% tax cap. So you see where this is going. We are faced with significant built-in expense items that exceed the 2% tax cap. We work very hard to try to keep all of those items under control. For example, I mentioned medical health premiums. We work to keep them under control by being a part of a medical insurance consortium, the Finger Lakes Municipal Health Insurance Trust. It's managed by a large insurance brokerage firm, Brown & Brown. Most of the members are municipalities in Monroe and Ontario counties. And we've been a member of that for about 10 years now. I don't remember exactly how long. But the track record is that those increases are less through the consortium than they are to just private pay or municipalities that are, or other businesses that are negotiating on their own. But still, even with that, we are going to see, we've been warned that we're going to see increases significantly above the 2% cap. So it is certainly a matter of prudence to set this public hearing and be prepared in case we do have to go over the tax cap for next year's budget. Any other discussion? Hearing none, Dan, please call the roll.
Councilmember Werner?
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt?
Aye.
Councilmember Corrado?
Aye.
Supervisor Manley?
Aye. Christine?
Yes, the next matter seeks to authorize the supervisor to sign an application for the New York Building Recreational Infrastructure for Communities, Kids, and Seniors, otherwise known as BRICS, grant in connection with the design and construction of a new community center. I move that we adopt the resolution before us.
Second.
And again, I mentioned earlier, we will be submitting this BRICS grant application by the end of this week, the deadline. And this will simply authorize me to sign that application. Further discussion? Again, I can't say enough, the amount of time Sarah, our chief of staff, and Becky, our recreation director, have put in. And Collier's Engineering, the consulting firm, whose grant department we've been working with. It's a lot of work, and I think we're going to have a very strong application. There are no guarantees, but we're going to have a very strong application. Any further comments? Then Dan, please call the roll on the motion.
Councilmember Werner?
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt?
Aye.
Councilmember Corrado?
Aye.
Supervisor Maley?
Aye. And to follow up on that, the next one, Christine.
Certainly. The next matter seeks to authorize payment of travel and related expenses for Darren Barr of Ballard King for the on-site presentation of the Community Needs Assessment and Feasibility Study in the amount of $1,646.20. I move that we adopt the resolution before us.
Second?
And this relates to the presentation by Darren Barr, 2 meetings. It's just 2 meetings ago, I think it is. When he presented the feasibility study, the Community Needs Assessment and Feasibility Study for the community center that really is the backbone of our application. Any discussion? Hearing none, Dan, please call the roll.
Councilmember Werner?
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt?
Aye.
Councilmember Corrado?
Aye.
Supervisor Maley?
Aye. Robin?
Certainly. The next matter seeks to approve the purchase of one annual RS Means online subscription for the Department of Public Works in the amount of $3,900.65. I move that we adopt the resolution before us.
Second.
This is being, the subscription is being purchased on the recommendation of Glenn Layton. So Glenn, I'll
Yeah.
Commissioner of Public Works.
Oh, thank you.
Give us the backstory.
As I've mentioned in past meetings, one of the first things I realized taking on the role as Commissioner of Public Works is the town engineering staff does not have a realistic means of doing cost estimates for current ongoing projects, future projects, repairs, such as like the chief needs for his air conditioning that just died today. But with this subscription, the town engineering staff can assess the project, come up with a detailed listing of items that need to be done for the project, go into this, the RS Means online tool, type in each thing, select each one of the items that needs to be done, tie in some additional area cost factors, management, overhead, profit, and it will give if they do their job right and select the right items properly, they will be able to get a very close to reality cost of what it's going to cost to do the work. So we can create budgetary estimates and have something to negotiate back and forth with vendors to when it comes time for getting bids. And then, like I said, with future projects, we have our capital improvement program where we have a lot of, we think it's going to cost this much. Well, with time and doing some proactive work supporting every department in the community, we can go and meet with the various department head, develop the scope of work and the items need to be get done, and create a cost estimate that can be used for next year's CIP submissions.
Great. Well, thank you for the recommendation. It's certainly one I support. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Dan, please call the roll.
Councilmember Werner?
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt?
Aye.
Councilmember Corrado?
Aye.
Supervisor Maley?
Aye. Chris?
Next item is to authorize the supervisor to execute change orders in the amount of $11,256.59 and $1,862.08 in connection with plumbing services awarded to Landry Mechanical associated with the Town Hall renovation project. I move that we adopt the resolution before us.
Second.
Glenn, again, do you want to?
Yep. So the Landry Mechanical contract was one of our smaller dollar amount contracts tied to the Town Hall project. And previously, the work we did to set up water service to the library used up our 10% cap for that. So every change order we have for this contract has to come to the town board for approval before we can authorize those change orders. The 2 change orders here before you, for the one for $11,256.59. That is to modify the piping in one of the hallways, which is in the way of the lighting that's hanging in the hallway. So
One I'm particularly supportive of because it's too low.
Yes.
We want to get that stuff up a little bit higher.
Yeah,
So I'm not ducking
Yep,
downstairs.
so with the piping as is, this would have put the lights at about 6 foot 6 inches tall,
Not
right about the hair length of Bill, so he couldn't skip down the hall with excitement every time something good happens with the town. So this is going to raise the pipes up higher or move them out of the way to allow the allow the strip lighting down the hall and the ground level to be at the height of everything else, and it won't be jogged down, it's going to be level with everything else. The second one for $1,862.08, that is to remove some vacant or some abandoned piping that was in the ceiling or that was found during the demolition. So that piping was not part of the project. It was identified there, and it doesn't make sense to leave an abandoned pipe that's not used for anything in the ceiling. So we're going to remove that so it's not there, part of history for the next 50 years.
And you know, that's a great example of something we've seen. Some of these change orders we've asked you to approve have been a function of the fact that back in the 50s, when most of what was built, you know, the main town hall building was built, accurate, what are called as-built drawings just weren't done. So you don't always know what you're going to find when you dig or when you get up into the ceiling or into the walls. And we've found some things that have been surprising and have necessitated removal or changes or sometimes fixing them after you hit them. Mm-hmm. So we will be getting as-builts from all of our contractors. So the next generation won't have to deal with, in 50 plus years, we hope, with what we've had to deal with. Any further discussion on this item? Hearing none, Dan, please call the roll.
Councilmember Werner?
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt?
Aye.
Councilmember Corrado?
Aye.
Supervisor Manley?
Aye. Robin?
Certainly. The next matter seeks to authorize the supervisor to execute all necessary agreements, certifications, or reimbursement requests with the New York State DOT for state aid and/or Bridge New York funding in connection with the French Road over Allen Creek Bridge Rehabilitation Project. I move that we adopt the resolution before us.
Second.
And as mentioned before, the Bridge in New York program will be reimbursing us for the costs on that project. Discussion.
Only one observation. So lots of folks in the community did not even realize a creek runs under
Yep.
French Road. And I've noticed that most of our creeks are identified throughout town, even when we have those stealth bridges over them. Will there be an Allen's Creek sign? It is Allen's Creek. Yes, Allen's Creek sign posted there soon.
I can talk to Bill Hafner if it isn't part of the contract. Because he's got a sign crew that can
Yeah,
make
we can-
signs for us.
We can get
Yeah.
the sign shop.
Yeah, I think it's
That's
important
a
for
good
us
idea.
to indicate our waterways.
Yep. It is much more noticeable as a bridge now
It is.
than it was
Looks really nice.
before. And of course, sidewalk connection as well.
Yeah.
So, good thought. We have a motion, it's been seconded. Anything further? Hearing none, Dan, please call the roll.
Councilmember Werner?
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt?
Aye.
Councilmember Corrado?
Aye.
Supervisor Manley?
Aye. Robin?
Certainly. The next matter seeks to authorize the supervisor to extend an existing agreement with Elaine Ainsworth for consulting services for tax assessment grievance hearings and other assessor office services at an hourly rate of $50 through February 1, 2026. I move that we adopt the resolution before us.
Second.
Our past retired and very, very able town assessor, Elaine Ainsworth, has been working with us during this year's assessment cycle, working with our acting assessor, Dan Amon. One of the specific things that she will be doing is working for us in what are called Small Claims Assessment Review, or SCAR, proceedings. And it's important to have someone with her expertise there at the table, so this will be a big help
Yep.
to the town.
Yep, I'll be meeting with Elaine on Monday to try to chart a course here and figure out we have several dozen SCAR hearings that are coming up. And these are folks that went through the Board of Assessment Review and did not agree with the answer they got there. So the law provides them another option to, appeal that again. So we'll see, and she'll be fighting, for the residents of Brighton to defend the numbers that we have on there now.
Thank you. Anything further? Please call the roll.
Councilmember Werner?
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt?
Aye.
Councilmember Corrado?
Aye.
Supervisor Mealy?
Aye. Chris?
Next item, Bill, is to authorize the supervisor to execute an agreement with Unicom Protection, INC, in an amount not to exceed $51.50 per month for the calendar year 2025 to provide monitoring for the Town Hall Campus Protection Alarm System. I move that we adopt the resolution before us.
Second?
And as you note, this contract only runs through the end of this year, so I expect that we'll be back, if not before the first of the year, at the organizational meeting to make sure these services continue into the new year. Any discussion? Hearing none, Dan, please call the roll.
Councilmember Werner?
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt?
Aye.
Councilmember Corrado?
Aye.
Supervisor Mealy?
Aye. Next is an amendment to the, a proposed amendment to the Town of Brighton non-represented part-time and seasonal employee salary and wage schedule. This would move the title of Animal Control Officer 1 from Group 4 to Group 7 in that schedule, and Animal Control Officer 2 from Group 1 to Group 4 of the schedule. Robin, can I have a motion on that?
Certainly. As you mentioned, Bill, this next matter seeks to amend the Town of Brighton non-represented part-time and seasonal employee salary and wage schedule to move the title of Animal Control Officer 1 from Group 4 to Group 7 and Animal Control Officer 2 from Group 1 to Group 4 of the schedule. I move that we adopt the resolution as prepared by the Attorney to the Town.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none. Dan, please call the roll.
Councilmember Werner?
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt?
Aye.
Councilmember Corrado?
Aye.
Supervisor Mealy?
Aye. Finally, Chris, the last item.
Bill, this last item is to establish the position of Chief Court Clerk and Deputy Court Clerk for the Brighton Town Court in accordance with Section 41 of the Civil Service Law. I move that we adopt the resolution before us.
Second?
Oh,
I think I heard Robin there. As you see, this is at the request of our Director of Personnel. Discussion? Hearing none. Dan, please call the roll.
Councilmember Werner?
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt?
Aye.
Councilmember Corrado?
aye.
Supervisor Mealy?
Aye. Matters of the supervisor. Really, I talked about this at the last meeting, but just a reminder, the Highway Department doesn't just pick up leaves. It picks up lawn and garden debris throughout the summer. And not grass clippings, obviously, although as dry as it's been until this morning. Not a lot of lawn mowing going on, but if you do have lawn and garden debris, you can either leave it out in bulk, not in the street, on the tree lawn between your sidewalk and the street, or if you don't have a sidewalk, on your lawn right next to the street. But if you can, containerize it in a refuse can or the big brown paper bags you can get at hardware stores or big box home improvement stores, because the containerized truck gets around town faster, pretty close to once every week. The containerized lawn and garden debris is picked up this time of year. So again, just a reminder, and if you're not quite sure when that's going to happen, you can check the town webpage, click the lawn and garden debris button, and you will see two maps, one for containerized debris and one for bulk debris. Look to see where your neighborhood, what number your neighborhood is, and then when it's going to get picked up. So that'll give you some sense. It's not perfect. Sometimes it takes them a little longer. There's more debris, but they do come pretty close to those schedules. So That's the one thing I wanted to mention. We've heard about Mighty Motors, which is coming up, which I think will be a great fun on the 21st, 5 till 7, and for people, for kids with sensory issues, we will have a sensory-friendly program starting at 4 o'clock that afternoon. So, and that's all I have. John?
Thank you, Supervisor. Nothing to report tonight, but I would request an executive session for 3 matters. All of them are related to the appointment or promotion of particular persons.
Great, thank you. Matters of the clerk? Dan?
Nothing this evening.
Matters of the board?
Nothing further.
Okay, then, can I have a motion to go into executive session to discuss the employment of particular people?
Bill, I move that we go into executive session to discuss the employment of particular persons,
Second?
appointments.
Discussion? Hearing none, Dan, please call the roll.
Councilmember Werner?
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt?
Aye.
Councilmember Corrado?
Aye.
Supervisor Manley?
Aye. I do not expect that we will be coming back out into public session after the executive session. Again, thank you to our ASL interpreters. We appreciate it. Our next town board meeting will be here, right in this room, Wednesday night, 2 weeks from tonight, August 27th. Have a good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming out.